guys, I have 2 new digital kits for you. So I'm just going to do a quick flip through. This one is Lemon Drops. And this is the free page. And this is Citrus Dreams. And this is the free page. Both kits are available on Etsy and Ko-Fi, and the free pages are both on Ko-Fi only. Thanks, guys. Okay, we're all here now. And we're going to welcome back to Creativity and Inspiration. I'm Lisa, this is Sam, and this is Henry. And we're excited you're here. If you're new, welcome. And if you've been coming back, you know how special you are to all of us. So today, to start this video, somebody asked me if I would introduce my babies. And of course, I am more than happy to. You've seen them probably in videos running around at the bottom of my feet. Also, Sam was sick one time and I did bring him on camera because I was holding him. This is Sam. He is 11 years old. He's my little old man. He is a maltipoo. I've had him his entire life. He's a very special dog. Because I have a chronic illness, chronic pain, he knows when I'm in pain. He's just... I couldn't have trained him to be as good as he is. They are both totally house trained, very smart dogs. They'll sit and wait till I get their supper on the floor before they grab it. I mean, just really, really good babies. And I don't think of them as dogs. This is Henry. Henry is a yorkipoo. Henry is 1 year younger than Sam. He is 10. And I've had him since he was a baby as well. Again, he is just a super great dog. He's very smart. They're both just the best. And they are with me at all times. I only leave them when I run errands. Otherwise, they're right beside me. Maybe not on camera, but they're there. And it's great to have, and I talk to them all the time. And they actually communicate back. So those are my 2 fur babies. And they're glad you're here. Henry's tired and Sam's looking out the window. He's looking for SQUIRRELS. If I say the word, he'll run over there and start barking. Now, and let's get to the art part of our video. And I'm going to talk about finding calls for art. It's really, really simple. You can find calls for art at probably 4, 5, 6 different major sites. One is, and I'll list all these down below, but one is Cafe Art. Yes, you have to set up an account to apply to some of the calls, but it's all free. The other one is onlinejuriedshows. There's one submittable. There's one entrythingy. Yes, that is a real one. And those are the main ones. And there's a lot of small local calls for art. Your local art associations will have calls for art. You can search calls for art in XYZ city, wherever you live, and it'll pull up all of the calls. Now, what is a call for art? Well, that is when an organization puts out Okay, a call for art is where an art organization, an art gallery, an art association ask artists to submit their work. Now, calls for art can have art themes, a lot don't. You can submit whatever work fits the guidelines. But the call for art will have the guidelines, the size, if it needs to be framed or not, what mediums you can submit, whether it's acrylic paintings like what I do, watercolors, I also do watercolors, soft pastels, whether you're trying to submit mixed media or not. And the call for art will tell you all the information, how big it can be, the smallest size, how many pieces of art you can submit. And when you apply for a call for art, yes, there is a cost. And that cost for the calls for art covers the cost of the gallery or the association hiring somebody to juror the show. And by juroring, it just means somebody looks at all the submissions and picks what art either fits the theme best or what art they're going to put in the show, what they like. And yes, a lot of it is very subjective. So that is a call for art, which I'm going to show you in just a minute. And I'm going to give you some examples of art that I've had in shows that's been submitted. Now, here's a lot of my work down here, as you can see. And this piece right here is actually been submitted and been chosen for a show, and it's leaving in the next week or so. This piece has been in shows, and I am mostly an acrylic painter. This piece is currently in an online show. I have larger pieces too. Most of the pieces that I ship out to shows are 16 by 20s, which is this size. And this is actually a mixed media because the wings are different vintage laces. Okay, that's the largest size I'll ship out to a show. Now, I'm working on a show that I'm going to curate that is going to be much larger pieces. This is currently submitted for a show. Let's see. And I do larger pieces. Here is a larger piece. This one is going to be in the show that I'm currently going to curate, a solo show, or almost a solo show. But you can also do mixed media. I showed you that one piece of art that is totally mixed media. Let's go look at some more mixed media. Okay, this is a mixed media piece that has been submitted to shows. These I don't submit to shows, but these are my favorite mixed media pieces. They're a pair, they go together, and I would not ever separate them out. Alright guys, excuse me. This is a call for art, and I thought I would just show you. This is off of Cafe Art. I print up the calls, that way I have them to look at, refer back to. I make notes on them. This is the name of the call. So this one actually has a theme, but it's not a literal theme. You can interpret the theme however you interpret it, however you see it in your artwork. But here's the information. There's the entry deadline. There's the entry fee, $25. And let's see. Here's the images, a minimum of 1, a maximum of 20. It doesn't say, I guess the first one's $25. Each additional entry is $5 after that. They're explaining that this is the theme, interpret it however you want, where it's going to be hosted at. Important dates, the show is from June 5th to August 31st. Your pictures, your submission is due by the 18th. This is from Cafe Art. Notification of acceptance, Monday, May 20th. Local drop-off, if you live locally, work being shipped must arrive by a certain date. Opening event date to be opening event date's already set up here. It's June 5th. Work being shipped will be sent the week of September 2nd. So they tell you when the show is, when they need your work by, and then they tell you if you're mailing your work to them, when your work will be shipped back to you if it doesn't sell. $25 for the first entry, $5 for each additional entry, up to 20. And you have to remember this covers the cost of the juror and the cost of hosting the exhibit. Rules, mostly that's don't do work that you did if you were taking a class, and don't copy work, obviously. Framed, must be fitted in frame, wire hanging, no loose glass over mats. Gallery wrap canvases are permitted. That's what I do, gallery wrap, so I don't frame mine because it can get expensive framing canvases. And most calls for art don't require that. You have to watch though, because some will say if you have the fatter canvases, the 1.5, you don't have to frame them, but the smaller canvases like I do, the 5/8 inch, do have to be framed. Some some calls for art only want the 1.5 inch canvases. So just make sure you read your call for art thoroughly. This is where you send your work if it is accepted. This one's in Massachusetts. Formatting, how they want your pictures, like they'll have size requirements. It'll tell you how much of a sale they keep, for 30% for all their members, 40% for non-members of the organization hosting it. So you kind of price your work with that in mind. Regulations, you're just saying you own the rights, you created this liability, you take your own insurance out for shipping. It says all entries and payments are accepted through call for entries, Cafe Art, which is what I call it. All 3D works that require presentation other than standard pedestals must include those items. So if you do sculptures, there are sculpture calls. A lot of calls will accept sculpture, but you may have to send more stuff. And that's it. And it's open to artists worldwide, both amateur and professional. Work needs to have been produced within the last 5 years. All styles and aesthetics are considered. The Cultural Center is a public nonprofit art center open to everyone. As such, the content of submissions should be appropriate for all viewers. And they all say that basically no nudes, no sex, that kind of thing. And this is how they all look. And they're all very similar. This is, again, Cafe Art. There's Online Juried Shows. There is Submittable, Entrythingy. And you can all check those out. They're all online submissions. You can check your local calls for art just by searching, like I said, calls for art XYZ city. Your local art associations will have calls for art a lot of times. So if you want to start submitting your work just to get it out in the public view, this is a great way. Now, this is not gallery representation. And there is going to be a speaker on gallery representation. There is a charge if you're not a member of the Texas Women's Caucus for Art, but you can join the Texas Women's Caucus for Art and go for free. And that is on this Sunday, May 19th at 4 p.m. And the link is on the Texas WCA. It's TXWCA Instagram. It's on our website. I put it up there as well. So I will link the Instagram and the website down below. If you want to join the organization, if you're a woman artist in Texas, great. There's a national organization. You have to join national and then join Texas as a subsidiary. But it's worth it. You get a lot of value for your buck. It's a total for Texas and national $70. But again, you get a lot of value for that $70, and that's for a whole year. Okay, guys, well, that is a call for art. You met the babies. So, guys, that's what a call for art is. That's what it looks like. And you got to meet my fur babies, my heart. They are truly, truly my heart. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure and give it a thumbs up. Also, if you haven't yet, be sure and hit that subscribe button with that little bell. We've got a lot of great videos for you, and you don't want to miss out. I will be back on with a new video. Bye, guys.